YouTube, what's going on? Your favorite Misfit, Misfit FM. Happy Saturday. Hope you're enjoying your weekend and the weather's pretty nice. Obviously, here the weather's kind of calmed down a bit. I'm recording this on a Friday afternoon and the weather's not that bad. Today, we are talking about Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 12 and all the fun things that came with it. Before hopping into today's post, as always, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, or comment down below of anything you liked about the video, hated about the video. I love to hear your thoughts on anything and always. And obviously, if you want my initial thoughts about anything I said about in today's video, make sure to check the link in the description. Misfit Sasuke on Instagram has all your anime needs to be your favorite Sasuke on Instagram. Trust me, I do my sensational thing over there, my graphic design needs. Make sure you show support any way you can. All right, so let's kind of first start off. Let's talk about Boruto. Why is he still him? Because he still is him. I mean, personally, this chapter is just another way of showing why Boruto's him. Like, we know this for a very long time that Boruto's him. And seeing the Flying Raijin, the callback to that iconic moment with Minato versus Obito to now see versus Hidari, it was pretty dope to see. And obviously it was clean, it was efficient. Obviously it wasn't as spectacular as the Minato one, but it's still iconic moment to call back on. And obviously being the grandson of Fourth Hokage, you got a lot of credibility. The other part I want to highlight is when they're talking about the Rasengan Uzuzuki Hikago, or I'm saying it probably horribly wrong, so like future me will be like, dude, if you just practice saying this. But the new variation of the Rasengan, the Utsu Hiko, it was pretty cool to see again. Also getting that different kind of definition of what exactly it does is also good. And it does that for a couple reasons. Number one, we can stop speculating on just how powerful it could be. Now that we know that it could be a pretty limitless ability if you have enough time to charge it up. And the reason why I said it's a good thing to get clarity on these techniques is because, again, the internet speculates. People always try to power scale things to their perspective based on information that they're taking from previous iterations of Boruto, or maybe even Naruto. And I get it. Trust me, I've done it too. I just like when they clarify certain things. And I think that technique definitely needs some clarification because people were going all crazy about it. Like, I love the energy, but let's stick more to reality here. In the case, power scaling sucks in general. I hate the argument, but in terms of the technique and seeing how powerful it can be if properly used and charged up, well, in this case, wasn't charged up 100%, as Boruto mentioned, because he still didn't fully kill Hidari. He only got to the C part, which he was aiming for, but then Kawaki fully got to it. So it was pretty nice to see the ones who punch work hand in hand. Either way, when you look at just kind of how the fight went, Boruto was just kind of highlighting like, hey, there's a reason why I'm able to take you guys on. He's trained for it and he's prepared for it. And it was great to see Boruto do his thing. I'm a big fan of Flying Raijin. I love it. I mentioned it in my Sasuke post. I mentioned here again, love seeing a Flying Raijin. It is a staple. And his techniques from the looks of it, I love it. Keep doing that, Boruto, because you're awesome with it. Also, shout out to Kushimoto and his team to bring it back, because I did not expect seeing a Flying Raijin return in Boruto. I thought that thing was buried, along with a lot of cool techniques that I think from Naruto and Shippuden that I would love to see too. But hey, Flying Raijin, I'll take it any day of the week. Which leads me to my next point. Yo, Kawaki got a W. A little mini one though. It wasn't like anything crazy, but it's still a W. Because like, let's be honest here. He needed something. He's spent the last couple months getting straight cooked by anybody. Like, and people who are especially not stronger, but not as strong as him. Like, are basically weaker than him. Like, he needed some W's, and I'm happy he got a W here. It's a mini one that could lead to a bigger one, maybe next chapter, depending on how they go about it. Because right now, if you're watching this, you've read the chapter, you see how it ended. Boruto got hit a little bit, but we don't know how bad it is. You know, yes, it missed a vital organ or vital points, as Jura mentioned, but I still think that Boruto will still be sufficiently able to fight in the next chapter because Boruto just finds a way. Or Kawaki steps in, gets his big W moment. Who knows? But I think just seeing Kawaki do his thing, just make sure Hidari didn't heal again, that was nice to see because, again, he's been getting cooked a lot. A lot of people have been dissing him on socials, making a lot of memes. Hey, I've joined in the fun of it here and there, but at the end of the day, I'm a big believer that he was going to get a W eventually. And this mini one's a good start for him. I think Kawaki's on the uptrend. Maybe. I don't want to just jump on the train and say he's on the uptrend right now, but screw it. I'm gonna jump on the train and say it now. I think he's on the uptrend. And then maybe next chapter he gets another W, but decisions. It's out of our hands. It's on the creators to figure that out. But I love to see what he was doing because he just needed something. he just needs something for sure. The next thing is in relation to Jura and Adari. Like, let's talk about that Thorn soul blur, which is basically in my eyes like a seed of the 10 tails. Like, obviously in terms of what it does, its capabilities, relation to the 10 tail beasts in their humanoid forms, it could be the lifeline. It could be that lifeline that connects them to basically themselves. And if that dies out, and then let's say hypothetically, again, this is all hypothetical, I have zero evidence to back this up, I'm just speculating before anyone thinks. No one knows anything, and this is always what I hate. When we get something new, everyone's just so quick to speculate some of the craziest things. But it's like, you know, I get it, you gotta make your content, I respect it. But for me, man, I like to have some type of concrete evidence behind what I'm saying, but I don't have zero, because again, this is just a new thing, which I'm really excited to kind of look more into, and like maybe go reference some stuff in Shippuden or look at some stuff in Boruto, maybe find something that can relate to it. But I don't think there's anything that we could kind of figure this out to connect it to. But we can say maybe it's a relation to something to do with the 10 tail seeds. Maybe if this seed comes in contact with the tree form of the actual person, it might, you know, switch them out, make them become whole again, or fix the solution. But we just know that it can help Sasuke. According to Kaijin, who's apparently interacted with this at one point. As to when it happened, it probably happened during the time skip. From the well, that's the vibe I'm kind of getting. We could get another flashback, kind of half of the chapter is the flashback, another half of the chapter is present day. We could have something like that happen again, where Kaji explains it. But we could also just have Boruto explain it once him, Kawaki, and company figure out the Jura situation. Rather he retreats or they defeat him somehow. I doubt they defeat him right now. I think that he's just starting to retreat. But either way, it's just going to be something to look forward to, because like this Thorn soul blur is like very interesting, and it just, to me, it feels like it could be that person's seed, like their essence as a whole. And that if you connect it with the person who was the tree form of it, or the humanoid tree form of it, it could just revert them back to normal. At least it's my speculation. Or I'm just curious what happens if like someone like Boruto or Kawaki would eat it, you know? Like I know I could already see someone making a post about what if Jura, when he becomes a seed, gets eaten by Kawaki, and that's how it becomes like the next variation, like how it becomes all powerful. Like, we don't know anything, man. It's all speculation, but it's good speculation. So let me know what you think about that little blur and what you think it could be. I'd love to hear about it in the comment section. All right, I got one thing more left, because there, like I said, there wasn't like anything crazy in the chapter that I was gonna be like, oh, let me highlight like Konohamaru stepping in and doing his thing. Like, I mean, it's Konohamaru, he's gonna just step in and do his thing. And the sensory guy was trying to figure out some stuff. There was a lot of moments where like, you don't really need to talk about them much. I know in my Sasuke post, I gave this chapter probably like a 9 out of 10. After really thinking about it, this chapter's a solid 8, kind of solid 8. This is probably the first time I've given the chapter below a 9 since the manga started. So hey, eventually gonna happen. But this chapter realistically is an 8 out of 10. I don't think it, like 9 out of 10, you could argue it, but it's an 8 out of 10 for me. But the last thing I wanted to talk about in this chapter that I think I found really interesting was Jura, the little death beam. Obviously, I like the callback in my eyes. Obviously, this is how I thought about it when I was reading it and saw the moment. I thought about Frieza. I thought about when he death beamed many people in the Dragon Ball series, but specifically Piccolo. And because it was unexpected, no one saw it coming. I remember as a kid, I was like, all right, we just beat Frieza, yeah. Not knowing or read the manga at all that, you know, Frieza popped out and boom, death beam. It was a cool moment that I compared it to that. I don't know if they were inspired by that scene, but it just felt like once that gets animated, that scene with Boruto gets death beamed by Jura, I feel like that's going to get more intense. Like, it's going to be one of those, like, the music is just going towards a positive trend, everything's vibing, and then out of nowhere, death beam. And it's just gonna be like, man. It just also reminds me of the RDC World 1 video where I think Leland, he actually, like, he's the Frieza in that case, in I forget the supervillain manga thing they're doing, and he just death beams people out of nowhere. So it just reminded me of this, like, those funny moments. But Jura's death beam could be more lethal than we realize, especially because the distance he's covering is surprising Delta. And Delta is just like, are you really hitting people from that distance? I mean, yeah. And how is he doing it? Couldn't tell you, because Look, that guy's obviously, we know he's strong. He's pretty powerful in this aspect, and I wouldn't be surprised at him doing feats of this. Now, to what degree he's doing this and why he's doing this, obviously he doesn't want people to know about that sea from the looks of it. He obviously just made his intentions known at the end of the chapter. Hey, Boruto, you gotta go. People can't know about that, man. I gotta keep that secret. So that tells us that, hey, this thing's important. We gotta keep a mind on the look on this one. And also, either Boruto or Kaijin, they gotta start speaking on what is this exactly, because either Boruto only knows a little bit, Kaijin might know more. Kaijin made an appearance in this chapter, which proved one of my predictions from my prediction video. If you check that out, you'll see more of my predictions there too. I think I only went 1 for 4 out of the 4 predictions I made, or 2 for 4, I don't remember really. But hey, check out my prediction video. That gives you my prediction of what I thought was going to happen in this chapter, but didn't really go the way I thought. But I'm okay with that. But hey, I'll have another prediction video out probably either sometime next week or the week after next, just giving my thoughts on what we can see in chapter 13. But obviously, if it doesn't come to that point, I'm okay, because predictions, we still have fun at the end of the day, because we vibing out here. And that about does it for me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, got a lot of cool information, and or just some cool perspective on the latest Boruto chapter. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the post if you loved it. The thumbs down if you hate it. Comment down below what you want to see more from this channel, and also there's more from Boruto as a whole. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice, sensational rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one, YouTube fam. Take care. Your favorite station signing out. Peace.